I will say though, if Big Pharma wants to buy ads on JK, we will talk a lot different.
This video is brought to you by Pfizer.
Welcome back to another episode of The Careful Boys, where in a stunning move, President Trump considers an executive order to reclassify marijuana.
Reclassify?
So
man, we're going backwards?
It's Schedule 1 right now. The idea is he'll reclassify it to Schedule 3, but this does an executive order can't do that. You have to pass.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is a bullshit thing.
Okay.
What is 1 and 3?
It could get chalked down or whatever.
Some of us can have hope.
I like the sentiment. It's in the main a good thing that we all want, but this is fluff.
What is it that we want?
Marijuana to be declassified because right now
From Schedule 1.
not declassified, declassified,
Reclassified.
declassified. Thank you.
You just kept trying.
You know what I mean? Looking for it.
Yeah, the way that it works is like the different schedules depend on like the harsh punishments.
Yeah.
So like right now it's toe to toe with like fucking fentanyl and cocaine and all that shit. They haven't changed it.
Federally.
I thought it was the opposite. Okay, I see, yeah.
So state laws are different than federal laws, but you can still be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law if you're picked up like by the feds.
I see. Okay.
So that's still a big problem out there. And so a lot of times when people are on the interstate even and they have marijuana in the car, if they get pulled over, sometimes they can get prosecuted for a federal crime. So shit like that.
Because, like, let's say you were a cop, you pulled somebody over and they had like an ounce of like fentanyl, right? You'd be like, dude, this is going to kill some motherfuckers. Yeah. Right? Let's say you're that same cop, you pull somebody, they got like an ounce of weed. Like, do you really think the danger is as a parent?
Yeah. Wait, no. What's correct?
Tell me what to say. Line.
Dude, they're gonna raid the 7-Eleven.
Weed has never made anybody violent, period.
Yeah, but it's made them fat. So
Fat is a regular American tradition.
Damn right.
Fat people tend to be violent, right?
nah, because they can't get up their seat.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. That's cool. Weed makes people chill, makes them more fun to be around.
The good thing about this is just that it maybe helps with sentiment towards weed a little bit because the president's talking about this. But it really doesn't.
There's another good thing about it. If it gets reclassified, it wouldn't become legal at like the federal level. So states still have jurisdiction on whether or not it's like going to be medicinally legal to purchase for the regular blah, blah, blah without a medicinal whatever, right? But what it does is it makes it easier through like things like regulation or studies for the industry to operate and do research conducted on the drug, right? So like right now, like a top scientist will do the same research for like, psilocybins as they will for fentanyl, as they will for weed or whatever. But now if it gets reclassified, it's not such if you have this drug, you're going to go to jail for life. It becomes a thing where like a research paper can do research on a company that wants to like evolve the quality of the product and put it into like different types of forms of consumption because it's helpful, then they can do it. More spaces or insurance companies might provide coverage for old people that need CBD, whether they have like anxiety, sleep apnea, or pain or something like that. Okay. So it just becomes, the stigma of it becomes less like this is an illegal drug to like, hey, maybe there's just a little bit more avenues that we can provide this in a healthier way for our nation.
Even more, yeah. That's cool. I'm down. But you said it's probably not going to happen?
Well, no, because it needs to be done federally, like through Congress. Like they have to actually do something about this.
You don't think they're in favor of passing something like this?
I think that the medicinal companies, Big Pharma, doesn't want this. And so they've been blocking this for a long, long time.
That's a big.
That's the big one.
Big one. Even it says former President Joe Biden also ordered the Department of Health and Human Services to review marijuana's classification in 2022. And the next year, HHS called for listing marijuana as Schedule 3, which the DEA describes as drugs with a moderate to low potential for physical and psychological dependence. Biden admin in 2024 proposed a rule to reschedule marijuana, but it's been on hold since March because there's non-governmental figures at play, probably like Big Pharma or something like that, where it's...
Well, why do they not want it?
Because it competes with them. So like you have what Ryan's talking about, or what you're just talking about too. Like people who take marijuana for pain, for example, or like a war veteran who, has issues. It can maybe help alleviate some of that. But they would rather you take their drug
because they control that market,
and they own it. like you don't really own cannabis, right? Because anyone can grow it.
There's too many individuals that can get you marijuana now.
And there's so many different types of strands that help with so many different types of problems. So we're talking about like physical pain. We're talking about like stress. We're talking about sleep. We're talking about food cravings. We're talking about blah, blah, blah. That like
Talking about just one game.
marijuana does all this, but pharmaceutical companies, like they have one thing per problem. So you're really digging into their bottom line.
I mean, just try to watch anything on TV right now. You'll see the problem.
Or even like Parkinson's, right? Hasn't it helped a lot of people with Parkinson's?
Absolutely. With a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is, you watch anything on TV right now, you'll see the problem out in the open because every single other ad is pharmaceutical shit, and they're all trying to sell you some new drug.
I think the biggest thing of all is depression, in terms of how like people have been able to cope with depression from like cannabis use and all that. Like that's a big thing because I feel like pharma had so many depression solutions that are prescribed.
That keep you lightly depressed.
Keep you exactly, yeah, right.
Like then don't fix your problems.
But isn't weed the same thing though? You still have to smoke it.
No, because if you do that with Call of Duty, it alleviates all that.
Yeah.
Also,
Learning that they just found that out last year.
to get like a nug of or a gram of weed or whatever, like versus pills for depression, like the cost difference,
Yeah. Accessibility. Yeah.
it's just different.
How fast you can get it. Exactly. Yeah. Or anxiety. Anxiety is a huge one too nowadays.
But they have everything patented. So like some of the stuff, it just like the chemical, if you break it down, it looks exactly like the same makeup of methamphetamine or heroin or whatever. And then they just repackage that shit. So basically they're just giving everyone heroin and meth legally. Yeah. But then weed, you can grow it yourself. They can't control it. So if they can't control it, they can't keep it. It's like a threat.
It's like if we came up with a car engine that just needed water. You think they would just let that fly?
But what if they like buy all the weed companies and then make growing weed illegal, and then so big pharma could just still make
It's not bad, right? But we're talking about, it's sort of the same problem. Like, for example, look at energy. Like, they fight nuclear energy all the time right now. Nuclear energy is one of the most reliable ways that we can get a massive amount of energy. Why don't they just buy all those companies, right? All that stuff. Or why don't they just implement that technology? It's because they're already making enough money off of the way that they're doing coal, for example. Like, it costs more money to divert into like a new thing. It's easier to just keep it the established order.
But then but all the money they spend on like fighting off like weed companies and doing all this stuff and
lobbying and stuff.
Then
I don't think they fight it off. It's already illegal. So like it's already.
Well, they'll fight you in, like, for example, if a state's doing legislation.
Oh yeah.
They fight those, like, propositions and stuff like that all the time. Big pharma is usually behind the money behind it.
When all of the medical like collectives in California were opening up, what ended up happening was like it's okay with the state, but feds would come in and bust it and then start raiding them.
Oh yeah.
But these days, I think it's just like who's enforcing it?
It's more lax, yeah.
Yeah.
It must be crazy too that you can actually grow your own weed.
Yeah.
Like, when were you able to grow your own like prescription medicine?
But you make it illegal. But the ones that people grow, is not as good, no?
I don't know. Nothing
It can't
about
be as
that.
good.
No, it's good.
Oh.
Did you ever grow your own weed?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
I did at Bangor, but
Oh.
it's not as good, right? It's not as good. But check this out. Sometimes you go out to a restaurant, fine dining, you buy a steak,
Okay.
but sometimes you just cook a steak at home.
Oh, it's not as good, but still good.
You made it, so it's bomb. It's bomb.
I see.
Okay.
Obviously, the restaurant's better, but you made it, so it's bomb.
Yeah, okay.
But you could become good. That's the difference. Because like you could become a chef, right? So there's people out there, they're hobbyists, and sometimes the shit you make at home, it's way better because they don't mind spending hella money to make it that way. Whereas like commercially, a farm is like, well, I got to make profit, so I'm not going to blow all this money to like, yeah.
True.
That's cool, man.
Also, there's the much more sensitive topic about, like, for example, this has been an issue for the last few decades, right? If like a white dude maybe got caught by a cop with weed, maybe a slap on the wrist.
Maybe a high five that hurts though.
Maybe a high five that hurts him. But like maybe if a black dude got caught,
Maybe they share the joint.
the same amount of weed, maybe because it's Schedule 1 drug, super illegal, they get thrown in jail or something like that. You know, so like the system also is potentially abused sometimes. So to reclassify it in like a manner of actual integrity by definition of what this drug actually does, not the feeling and the thought realm that society like puts a stigma on, but just actually like, hey, in your definition of what a Schedule 1 versus 3 drug is relative to other Schedule 1 and 3 drugs, where does the classification need to actually be? Because that'll also be a direct like result of like what's the severity of punishment for people, that people can't abuse those things too.
What's the percentage you guys think that is going to be class 3 instead of class 1?
What do you mean by that?
I think it deserves to be in Schedule 3, but like again, we live in a world full of corruption, and if there's like something that's way bigger at play, like big pharma, then yeah, we're screwed anyway.
I hate the cynical thing but it's just sort of reality sometimes. Like there's just so much money behind the big pharma lobby right now that it's really difficult for any kind of new therapeutics like weed to really break out and like have a market share.
It's just like with vapes, they weren't gonna get big until the cigarette companies owned a percentage of them, and then they did.
Yep. And that's exactly what you're talking about. But it's really difficult. Like, why don't they just buy up all the companies? It's really difficult to get all these, MBA guys, right? These guys, the corporatist cats, to convince their shareholders it's really good for us to spend a shitload of money on this, when all of them would rather you consolidate all that to increasing their shares, right? So that's kind of the biggest problem with this entire issue is, and as you've seen with everything right now, like
The fiduciary.
as soon as like these cats take over, even Chipotle, right? They took over Chipotle. Now you get smaller amounts in your bowl and you spend way more than you ever have. And that just copy paste throughout every industry.
Yeah. That's why all the fast food places now have all the same architecture. You notice that?
Soulless, yeah.
So, like,
Corporatism.
When Pizza Hut looked like a hut and all these things look different, now they just get the cheapest possible like building facades and everything so they can just replace it with whatever they have in that food group instead of just have individual shit. Like if you broke that roof, then you can only get that roof. Now everything's a cube. It's crazy, dude. It's just corporatism. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, should we all kill ourselves or no?
God bless America.
God
mate.
bless America.
Should we all kill ourselves?
Sorry.
I was like, did you just whisper that in the mic? He's like, guys, should we all kill ourselves or no?
Over this.
I don't know. It just sounds sad.
This guy's like Blaze Peasy. Should we kill ourselves or no?
3. Oh.
I will say though, if Big Pharma wants to buy eyes on JK, we will talk a lot different.
This video is brought to you by Pfizer.
Pfizer.
Get your vaccines, everyone.